Going on, guys? It is McGuigan here, and we are back with another MLB The Show 20 Diamond Dynasty video. In this one, there's not going to be any gameplay in this video, but I'm going to go over, in my opinion, what the best team affinity cards, at least the stage 1 cards, are. I will be doing most of these updates throughout the year as they drop more from the affinity. So like these are the stage 1 cards, then stage 2, stage 3, and then stage 4. So as the stages get released, I will make a video for each stage. Now, I do not have every affinity yet. I believe I have, I can actually check this, can I? I believe I have like 13, I think. Is it Legends and Flashbacks? Yeah, so I just got, yeah, we're at 13 because I just got Moncada. So we are just going to go through the ones that I've used and the ones that I personally like and the ones that I think are very well in game, and some nice start off ones for you guys if you guys can't go out and, you know, do 12-0 in BR and get Mantle and Sheffield. There are a lot of good ones. Now, I'm only using one currently in my lineup, and that is Carlos Correa. I used him earlier on when I got him, and I've just been rocking Fernando Tatis, just because Tatis is, he's in my opinion, I'm actually going to put him back in. Tatis is, in my opinion, number one who you should go after. He is so goddamn good, man. I don't know what it is. It's not even his stats. Like, his stats are good, don't get me wrong. His vision is really low, but I don't know if it's his swing or what it is, man, but he just kills the ball for me. Whenever you square something up with him, it is murked. So I cannot say enough good things about Tatis. So I'm actually gonna go back to that screen where the collections are and go from there. Now, so there's a couple of like really lower rated ones that I wouldn't really advise going after. Like, I went after Vlad just because I'm a Blue Jays fan. His card's pretty underwhelming. Hopefully he gets a better one in the months to come. This Trey Mancini's not too bad. I would recommend him as a bench bat more than anything, just because his defense is so bad. Or you could stick him at first base, but I think there's better options, even in just the affinity cards, for first base. But Mancini, he meets the 80 power threshold, sorry, and yeah, he's got a pretty nice swing. I used him in the AL East team build. He was pretty good. Definitely not a bad card. Matthew Boyd, who I haven't seen, but I was kind of reluctant to try, and I still do want to kind of try him. He doesn't throw the hardest. He has a sinker, which is good, and he's got really slow off speed, but with low hits per nine, not really the best control and walks per nine either. I can't see him being too good, but Kyle Seager's another good one. He's got a little bit of a weird card. He's a lefty and he's got inverse splits, so he's way better against lefties. Kyle Seager's got a pretty nice swing. If you're a Mariners fan, definitely go and pick him up. He meets the threshold for power against lefties. Is a little lacking against righties. He's overall a pretty decent card. Not too bad. Now Moncada, who I haven't used, but I've heard a lot of good things about him. I think you're definitely better off suited putting him at second base if you're gonna try him. Switch hitter, so that's nice. He's a little bit lacking as lefties, and the vision isn't quite there. But as I said with Tatis, the vision doesn't. Not that it doesn't matter, but if you can put your PCI on the ball, Moncada should be good for you. He kills against righties. He's got a really nice swing, in my opinion, too. Brian Anderson is honestly probably the second worst one behind Vlad, or the catchers that I'm about to talk about. He somehow has worse hitting stats than Vlad. He's got the defense, obviously, so if you're a big defense guy, but in my opinion, you're better off just going out and buying Matt Chapman than you are doing this card, unless you're just doing it just to get all of them and whatnot. But the two catchers, Molina and Posey, they're both pretty similar. Really low power, kind of high vision with kind of defense. Stay away from these cards. You're better off going with someone like Gary Sanchez, in my opinion. Really, and the ones that I say aren't that good. The only reason I would recommend them is if you're trying to do like the ball impacts or stuff, or just collect all of them and get a head start on the next stage of cards. So we get into a lot of lefty bats here. David Peralta I used in a BR run. He was really good. He's got a really nice swing. He's a pretty damn good left fielder too. He's got 86 fielding. He's a little slow though. Hitting stats is decent. He's not too terrible against lefties, but he's overall like he's a pretty okay card. If you're a D-bats fan, definitely gonna pick him up. Confork Goat, definitely a really good bench bat. He's got a really nice swing. He kills righties. He's not terrible against lefties. Fielding's kind of meh. He's solid. He's usable. Votto's a little underwhelming, especially for a first baseman. I think there's better options. Charlie Blackmon's pretty solid for a bench bat. I wish he had a little bit more pop against lefties. He'd be a little bit more usable, but definitely not a bad bench bat. Lorenzo Cain's probably one of the worst ones too. He doesn't really fit the style of this game. He doesn't have an arm. He's not really fast. He's got good contact and good vision. That's about all he's got going for him. Now we get into some better cards here. Byron Buxton, who I haven't used, but he is an absolute tank in defense. So you can hit this guy ninth as a second leadoff man, and I've heard pretty good stuff about his hitting attributes as well. So Buxton's definitely a little glitchy. He's got a cannon for an arm. He'll run anything down. He's good on the bases, obviously. Buxton's definitely a solid one. Definitely gonna pick him up. Tatis, I already mentioned. He's number one. You have to go after, in my opinion. Devers is a little weird. I think he's definitely suited more as a bench bat. He kind of has like the Joey Gallo type stance and swing, so that's one thing he's got going for him. Definitely not a bad card though, especially if you're a Red Sox fan. Glaber is definitely top 5 for sure. He is an insane hitter. He's got an insane swing. I think this is kind of like the same boat as Moncada, where you want to rock him as a second baseman more than you do a shortstop or third baseman. He'll be a little bit not trustworthy on defense, but he won't make as many liability errors. Justin Turner, now I know Ducey really loves Justin Turner. This card's pretty solid, man. Once again, low fielding, but he absolutely rakes at the plate. He's got a really high vision. I actually kind of want to go and get this card just to try him out, because I really like Turner back in, I believe it was 18 when he had that postseason card, so definitely gonna go try and pick him up. Josh Bell, good switch hitting first baseman. If you don't have Willie Stargell or Giambi, I would definitely go and recommend picking this card up. Josh Bell always plays really good in game. He's got a really nice swing. He's one of those cards that can just yank an outside off-speed pitch and just hit one out. Nola, I haven't faced Nola and I haven't used Nola, so I can't really tell too much about him. Not having a slider kind of hurts him. But sinker, fastball, knuckle curve, changeup, it's not a bad repertoire. If you're a Phillies fan, go and pick him up. I don't know anything about that Nola card. Now, this is one of my favorites. Ohtani. Ohtani is definitely the one that I've used probably the second most behind Tatis. I definitely recommend him. He is very tricky to pick up. His fastball comes in a lot harder than 98. I promise he can top out at like 101. And he can hit too, obviously, so it's not really a free out with him. He is incredible if you can control him, but if you can't control him, it's a little bit wild, but I still use him in my rotation. I still like him. I'll be using him for the foreseeable future at least, and go and check out the showcase video I did with him if you missed it. It was a pretty fun video to record. Whit Merrifield's another one kind of like Lorenzo Cain. He doesn't really fit the meta of this game. Carlos Santana is really solid. I would definitely go get him compared to Posier Molina and rock him at catcher. Nice switch hitting option. Really no negatives about this card other than maybe his arm. I'd like to know what his blocking stat is as well at catcher, but I face him a lot in ranked seasons where people have him at catcher and they don't really have a problem with him. Soto is definitely top 5. He is really, really solid. Soto always plays good. His defense isn't too bad. He can definitely hide him in left field, and he won't make too many errors. And he is just an absolute goon at the plate. Definitely go and pick up Soto through Showdown if you haven't already. Now we're getting in towards the big boys here. Blake Snell, very, very tricky to pick up, but very, very hard to control. If he had another pitch, like a cutter or a sinker or even just a two-seam man, it would make him 10 times better, but he's very tricky to pick up at first, but he's really only good for like 5 innings tops, and then you want to take him out as you start to get into like the third time throughout the lineup, he kind of starts to get shelled. But he's probably the best lefty behind Hal in this game, so go and pick him up. If you can control him, you're going to have success with him. Ozzy Albies plays way above his stats. Now, these are all BR numbers, so take it with a grain of salt. But he's got very good fielding. He's got pretty decent speed, so he can get to some balls. He kills lefties, and his stats against righties aren't the best. But I'm telling you, man, he absolutely rakes. All these stats are against righties. I didn't get to face one lefty, I don't think. Actually, no, I had two at bats against lefties, and I didn't get a hit. It's just this card was absolutely incredible when I used him. He's got a really nice swing. I'm definitely gonna try him out, man. He's definitely a solid option. Now we get into some really good ones here. Matt Olson, definitely top five. Amazing fielding, amazing power against both sides. He is probably the second best baseman in this game behind Willie Stargell, in my opinion. If you don't have Stargell, go and pick him up. Even if you do have Stargell, go and try him. I know a lot of people do use him in right field just because of he's got such high fielding, but uh, that arm in right field and that speed, I wouldn't really recommend it. Keep him at first. He'll be a vacuum over there for sure, and he's gonna hit some absolute nukes for you. He's also these two Nets guys are gonna be in an upcoming team build that I have to do. Joey Gallo, he doesn't need an introduction. He's Joey Gallo. Everybody knows what Gallo's about. Rizzo is one that I haven't seen a whole lot, but he really intrigues me. I love Rizzo back in MLB 16, and this card reminds me a lot of his card back in 16. Very, very good contact against righties. Very good vision, plate discipline, very good fielding, decent enough power. There's not really a negative with this card. I'm really hoping to try this card out one time as I start to go through all the showdown and do it. And then the last one, Carlos Correa, very, very solid. Reminds me a lot of his Player of the Month card back in 17, which was very solid. If you want to have a little bit of a better defender compared to somebody like Glaber or Moncada, definitely get Correa. So, yeah, those are all of the affinity cards, I think. Definitely, I would go after, the ones that I would go after first would be Correa, Gallo, Olson, Snell, all the ones that I have, really, Soto, Shohei, even Josh Bell, Justin Turner, Glaber, Tatis for sure, and then just stay away from like Vlad and Boyd and the catchers and Brian Anderson. Like the ones that just they just don't fit the style of this game yet. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Let me know your favorite team affinity cards down. I guess they're not team affinity cards, these are face the franchise cards, but let me know your favorite face the franchise card down in the comments below. Be sure to check out my links in the description. I stream almost every day on twitch.tv. Follow me on Twitter and whatnot. Subscribe if you are new. The YouTube page has definitely been blowing up this last week. I can't thank you guys enough for it. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this video, guys. Let me know what kind of videos you would like to see in the future, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.